Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we check in with Ames Parks and Recreation. My guest today is Craig Kaufman, who is the manager of it's a long title, and I'm going to go ahead and let you say it.
The Auditorium, Bandshell, and Community Center. So as we like to say, it's the ABC manager.
Well, that's a great way to remember it. Craig, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And welcome to the city. You have really not been here that long, and you have a really exciting job here. So tell me a little bit about what brought you to Ames and about your position.
Well, I grew up in Iowa, and I lived in central Iowa for a long time. And both of my brothers actually went to Iowa State, so I have been up here prior to living here. So I've always been connected to Iowa. My wife and I lived in New York and Chicago, so we've just kind of been all over and always said, well, we're either going to end up in Iowa or New York. And I spent most of my last few years doing theater work and production, and this job popped open, and it seemed like a great fit and an opportunity for us to get back here.
Yeah, and the position itself is really unique. It involves a lot of different skills and talents. Tell me a little bit about managing these facilities for the city of Ames.
Well, it's very unique because a lot of facilities that are like the Bandshell or like the Auditorium have several people. One person who manages the technical aspect of it, one person who's in charge of doing reservations, one person who might be PR. And in this position, it's all sort of lumped into one position. So part of my job is figuring out technically what events need, or looking at equipment and what we should do for facility upgrades and things of that nature, or what an incoming group might benefit from in the future. But then part of it's also recruiting new renters or looking for events or concerts that might be interesting for the city. And part of it is also just trying to promote them, everything that we're doing.
So the A of the ABC, the Auditorium, City Auditorium is really a busy venue. Lots of different, unique opportunities for the public to see things, but some of them aren't necessarily public, some private shows as well. Explain a little bit about that theater, how large it is.
So the Auditorium is sort of a hidden gem in this town. I think there are a lot of people who do know about it because we do have a very regular base of people who come here. But there's also a lot of people who don't know that it's here. It's a 881 seat theater. It does have a balcony level. The floor seats about 500, the balcony is about 300 some. It has a full fly rail, which if you're not a theater person, you might not know exactly what that is, but that's what allows you to be able to fly scenery and lighting over the stage and move it up and down. And there's, a lot of smaller theaters might not have something like that. So it is very well equipped in that regard. It's a very beautiful auditorium, very clean. A lot of the equipment is up to date and well kept. So, like I said, I just think a lot of people are not aware that it exists.
Well, and you might see anything from a concert to a gymnastics recital in there.
Or we have Story Theater comes, then they do their children's theater shows there. We have a lot of dance groups that come in and do it. There's been lectures and symposiums and ISU band concerts.
Yeah, and it just seems like it gets a lot of use.
And it's very versatile. I think there was an article I can't remember if it was the Chicago Tribune, where somebody stated that it had the best acoustics of any auditorium west of the Mississippi.
I've definitely heard that.
On all of the places that I've worked, after hearing a few things and being out in the house for a few shows, I definitely would tend to agree with that. It sounds very good. Even just if somebody is standing there speaking on stage, it's always easy to hear. It's always easy to see.
Very impressive. Nice. Bandshell, probably not as active at this time of the year, but boy, once it gets warmer, again, extremely active stage, and right out in the middle of Bandshell Park, so very visible.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the unique things about Bandshell Park is that there's a lot of people who go to Bandshell Park to use the tables to eat lunch, or they take their kids there to the playground. So a lot of people, see it, and a lot of people, because of that, come to the events that are there. And it's, again, a very varied schedule of events, from band concerts to concerts and lectures and all kinds of different things that happen out there.
And that's scheduled June and July with the Ames Municipal Band. Very popular concerts.
Very much so.
Attract thousands of people.
And they do one performance with Simon Estes every year, which is always, I think, one of their biggest draws of the year. And The Ames JCs have their Friday night Ames on the Half Shell, and we have with the police department every year they do an event for National Night Out. So yeah, and we're always looking for new programs and events.
And I know people talk about, well, it's hard to find parking in that residential neighborhood, but boy, if you just go across stuff, there's so much parking in the downtown area.
Right, and one of the things that, since I've come on, one of the things we've been looking at is how can we solve that problem? Is there things that we can do working out with shuttle buses, or we even at the Convention and Visitors Bureau meeting last week, we're talking with some of the hotels about doing shuttle-sponsored hotels from the hotels or, from a commuter area. So there's, we're trying to work with the neighborhood because we know that it's always a concern, but there's definitely things that can be done about it.
Well, it's nice because the weather's nice, and there's always a great opportunity to maybe mix your concert in with a walk or a bike ride.
Yeah, and we're right next to Main Street, so there's places that you can walk through on Main Street and on your way to the Bandshell or on your way back from the Bandshell, places to stop and eat, places to stop and shop. It's just in a really great location.
Yeah, so the C of the ABC of your title is the Community Center. Again, very popular facility here at City Hall. Used a lot, open a lot. I'm always amazed at how early you open and how late you stay open.
Yeah, the facility opens technically at 5 a.m. most mornings, but I do think that there are several people who are waiting at 4:45 for the morning person who gets here and opens the facility. And then usually, we end our day about 10:30 with adult volleyball most nights, or we have open gyms that go till 9 p.m. some nights too. So it's open a lot, and we see a lot of the same people, but it's always nice to see new faces there every day playing basketball or working out in the weight room.
Yeah, and I see the badminton, pickleball really picking up speed.
Yes,
those are very popular.
Yeah, and we worked out a deal with the pickleball players where they were really, really, really looking for a place to play indoors over the winter, and we struggled to find some space and found a night where we had volleyball going on in one half of the court and said, hey, maybe we can see if the pickleball players can play on the other side of the court. And we've been doing that for about a month now, and they come in on Saturday afternoons and play pickleball, and they're really excited about that.
And then it's always fun in the mornings to see the play pals,
yes,
the kids out there,
definitely.
The indoor playground, basically.
Yeah, so. And it's a very popular, especially this time of year when it's cold outside and we can't utilize all the parks all the time. It's really great that people have a place to go to take their kids and for.
So where can people learn more about these facilities? I know you have a special website address that people can use.
Yes, well, both the Auditorium and the Bandshell have their, if you go to the City of Ames page and just search for facilities, you can find the Bandshell and you can find the Auditorium. All the community center information is on the Parks and Rec page. We have Facebook. Currently, all of our Auditorium and Bandshell events we've been posting to Facebook as well too. So the Parks and Recreation page is a great place to go on Facebook to find information about concerts or events or gym, your gym membership, or to find out about programs that we have that are coming up. So
great. And for those without Facebook, just amesparkrec.org.
Yep,
another great place to go. Well, Craig, thank you so much. So much going on. I'm glad you're able to spend some time with us today.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, if you'd like more information about what's happening at the City of Ames, make sure to check out our website, cityofames.org. You can find facilities information such as what's happening at the Bandshell, the Community Center, or the Auditorium on that page. Some things for your calendar as we go through the month. Remember, the budget continues. The process is going on. Public input on the CIP will continue on Tuesday, January 24th. We also have we also have budget presentations on February 7th, 8th, and 9th. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.